Hello, welcome. It's Lotus, Art of Sacred Embodiment. Welcome to the new moon in Aquarius today. And we're also going to do your sacred pause for the new moon, and it's going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to fuse the talk and the sacred pause meditation for you. First, I want to say, remind you or let you know, if you haven't heard, and invite you all to the Elemental Alchemy 5-week journey that starts Saturday, February 1st, and it goes through March 1st. It's every Saturday at 12 noon Central Time, and replays will be available if you cannot get them. If you cannot join them live, you are more than welcome to have the replays, and you can go to the offering page on my website, which I will post in the description box below, and you can check out what we're doing. I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. And register, and please register by Friday morning if you're going to join us. Okay, that would be great. Any questions, you can reach out to me. Email is also in the description box below, or you can contact me directly through my website, lotuslindley.net. Also, I'll put the link below as well for the full hour meditation and light language journey for the new moon in Aquarius. That is available. I posted it yesterday, so that is there for you. We've been in these energies for about the last 3 days, and we're going to continue to be in them for the next couple days. So you can use this meditation anytime within that, and it's going to keep you aligned. It's going to keep everything moving. It's going to, support you in coming into your own inner balance during the moon time. All right. So there's the announcements, and thank you again for people who are subscribing and resonating. I'm hearing you. Thank you. You're talking to me, and I really appreciate it. So if you feel a connection with any of the content, then I really appreciate subscribing and liking. So what we're going to talk a little bit about today, we're going to talk about the moon, and we're going to talk about that internal time of the new moon. And one of my favorite things about this new moon is being in Aquarius, which is my moon. So I have a nice connection with the Aquarian energies. Is that the symbol for the new moon, or for the Aquarius, is the water bearer. Now, you probably already know Aquarius is an air sign, and yet we have this beautiful being, a heavenly being, pouring these waters of inspiration, right, down through the ethers, down through the cosmos. And what I love about this is the Aquarius energy, via that symbol, is alluding to an alchemical process of the air and water elements. And I talk a little bit more about this in the new moon meditation, and we actually weave the activation and those energies through that meditation and journey. But what I wanted to touch on today is that in the new moon, and we're going to actually use, I chose this, I didn't randomly pick it. We're going to use this card in our meditation today, which is the fertile void. And what I love about the void space, or as they're calling it here, is that inner winter, right? We're still in this winter time. That void space is the dark of the new moon. And it is all about, even more than the full moon, and of course it's going to depend on what the elements and the energies are. But the moons in general are about reflection inside and going within, connecting with that sacred feminine. But the new moon in particular is really about not just seed planting, right? Creating those intentions for what it is that we're wanting to birth. But it's also that time to really take a deep respite. So, I've been resting all morning because I really come into deeper relationships with the moon. They're some of my favorite times. They are the way that nature builds in our sacred pause. But I wanted to come on as well, to bring everybody into a deeper space for this time, and then I'll go back into my little cubby. But the new moon is really about being able to connect in with that deeper void space within us, that place where we're not doing anything, right? We're just allowing that aspect of life that happens at night. But in the new moon, we have it for a couple days, where the invitation is to have more moments of deep stillness, to have more moments of silence, to have more moments of connecting within. These are feminine qualities. Going within, the nourishment, the nurturance, right? Those are all deep feminine qualities, as well as the creation process of whatever we're birthing and whatever is dying away. So this is like this perfect, it's built in, not just to nature outside of us, it's built in to you, to your biology, to your physiology, connected with your soul presence. And then when we understand what elements we're working with, then we get to even deepen our experience more and glean the wisdom from that. So like I had mentioned, this contains two elements that the Aquarius energies are working with. And it is that inspiration, right? Because Aquarius is all about new visions, community, idealism, new systems that serve the highest good of all. So that's very inspired energy, which is an air quality which can take us out, right? And there's a perfect time for being taken out. But I love that it's alchemized with the water energy, because the water is the internal. The water is the internal flow and fluidness. The water can be choppy or deeply still within us, because it's all about the emotions. So we have a beautiful marriage between inspiration of higher thought, higher mind, and the deep emotions of our inner waters. Now, why does this matter, right? I mean, I guess I need to come back to this sometimes. And And I guess just say, right, from an embodiment perspective, which is everything that I work with, we are moving into a whole other world. And this world that is shaking off the density and moving into more subtle expressions of life is, how do we connect to these subtle energies and know them within us and understand the information, the consciousness, and the wisdom that not only are they imparting to us, but they are helping us to remember what we already know. Not here. Here. In the body, in our cells, in our nervous system. And this is deeply, intimately interwoven and, in fact, expressions of the elements. The 5 elements, the 4 primary elements are air, fire, water, earth. Space is what we're going to look at with when we do our meditation, because the space is actually the void. It is the womb, the cosmic womb, where everything is created energetically first and then birthed into matter. And depending on what it is that we're co-creating, are we doing it through our will only and through what our intellect wants and our personality and our ego construct, or are we co-creating with the divine, with our heart and soul, knowing and presence, where we're actually aligning our will with the very real consciousness and wisdom of the elements that create life, which are what we're working with in the elemental journey. There's a ton of information out there, good, valuable information. But information that only goes intellect deep, you're just skimming the surface without a deep lived experience, and especially moving forward, because in order to come into these deeper relationships with the more subtle realms, we have to be willing to enliven more of our feminine, our inner sacred feminine, because she is the one that does the gestating and the birthing out into the world, and then the masculine, the fire and the air, begin to actualize. And ideally there's a rhythm, just like there's a night and a day, that we get to excuse me, deepen our our relationship with, to create more harmony and balance on all levels of our being, to be living peacefully and coherently in ourselves and with life. So I will post the other video, the elemental communion, after this, and it talks a little bit more about like what it is that we're going to be doing in this 5 weeks. But I haven't really touched on that embodiment piece as deeply. And we're going to go much deeper into that and get the lived experience. the lived relationship with each element. Who are you in your air expression? Who are you in your fire expression? In your water, in your earth, in your creative quantum self of space? And are you in balance with all of these? Because if we aren't, then imbalances, right? Imbalance, as in I'm divinely aligned. Imbalances means that there's chaos within the elements. That means there's chaos then within our organs, within our nervous system, within our cells, within our thoughts, right? So this goes within our emotions. This runs the full gamut of body, mind, heart, and soul. Because the elements impact all of this, and we are always embodying all of this. So, yeah, I hope that this speaks to you and you decide to join us. So the Aquarian moon is giving us this, and we're coming into the year of the snake, right? It's become official, the wood snake, I believe today. So we have a lot more conscious expressions, right, that are here to work with us and support us and teach us and guide us. And yet we have to be open and willing to understand that these relationships are what is evolving us. And we're all doing it. We can do it haphazardly and not really grok the deep levels of maturation and peace and deeper knowing and wisdom and that conscious interconnectedness with all of life. Right? That's why we do this consciously. That's why we do these journeys. That's why we do the moon meditations. That's why we do the embodiment practices. So that you're actually gaining the wisdom and not just having information that stops there, and then you're not really transforming at the rate that you could and harnessing your deeper levels of your true essence and knowing your true essence so much more, purely. And then that part of you, those parts of you, begin to express through more love. I'm going to end there with that whole piece of it. So, for our sacred pause, and I wanted to do this last at the end of this call so that you would have time to just rest into it, and perhaps this then becomes the rest of your day, if possible, the rest of your evening, to be in this energy, in this contemplation, to be present within your own sacred, beautiful being. All right, are we ready? So, let's come out of any thinking. Close your eyes. Take a breath. And as always, we begin with that exhalation, right? We're releasing tension. We're releasing breath. And when we do that, we drop more into earth. We're calming the nervous system. We're soothing any excess fire. And as your body relaxes at the joints, you can just move around a little bit. Move, and then just allow yourself to soften. And as you soften, you might even feel your own inner waterways beginning gently to wave through you, allowing them to wash over you. And allow these waters to be a purifying presence, a calming, peace-filled presence. And then as we connect up from being grounded within, and we're simply bringing our awareness to the moon, the darkness of that moon. And in tandem, connecting with the Aquarius energy, and feel and sense that air quality and water quality, both present. And allow them to be with your breath, with the inner gentle wave. And I'm going to call forth the container. We're calling forth beloved Mother, Father, God, Goddess, Divine Source, Love, Light, and Life. That presence of all that is right and true, whole and holy. We're calling forth all of our guides of the highest light and love to walk with us, to be with us, to support us, protect us. Thanking them for orchestrating life around us, to reflect the frequencies, the aligned frequencies within us through an elemental dance and exchange from the inner world to the outer world. And all of our guides are working with all of these energies, allowing and inviting the elements to be guides for you. Breathing in, exhaling, dropping down, calling in your own highest self aspect of the highest light and love, that soul fractals of light that you are, your innate, true, idyllic, in the language of Aquarius, your idyllic expressions of your divinity. And we always infuse light language to support the process. Drop down deeper. Feel your buttocks and thighs rest. Be in the stillness of the darkness of the moon. Coming into the void. And I have the void card here to be witnessed. The keynotes are inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. So you'll notice that there's a silhouette in the darkness, resting. And there are blooms and seeds floating all around, from above, and perhaps being birthed into creation. This is a very auspicious card. It holds the potent golden seeds of a new beginning and the aftermath of an ending. We're called to have patience and enter a state of deep rest, repair, regeneration, and acceptance. We're invited to let a part of our lives, or even who we once were, metaphorically die in order to seed, sprout, bud, and bloom again. So just breathe that in. What is it that's ready to release? What is ready to die away? Mishkanya Nila Mahaya Sunya Miyasashun. And just let them go on the breath. There's often a letting go, a grief, or mourning involved with the letting go. A death of self or of what once was. The ending of things that were once important. Relationships, jobs, ways of identifying ourselves, ways of being. The fertile void asks that we honor endings in order for them to begin again. They are not separate. They are one in the same. It's a crucial part of growth, and the new blossoms and blooms are not possible without the death. In the card, you can see the golden seeds cradled in the dark. The fertile womb of the soil. It's easy to mistake this phase of growth as one where nothing much is happening. But beneath the surface of the winter soil, things have never been more active. Winter is a phase of deep initiation, renewal, and rebirth. When we're going through a period of inner winter, we experience this too. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allowing ourselves to recover and rest, to integrate and stabilize. We don't realize it, but this is the most important part of our growth. And it takes faith and surrender in order to do this. So I'm going to read that again, because this is really important. This is the sacred feminine. We metaphorically go underground by coming to a standstill and allowing ourselves to recover and rest. We don't realize it, but this is the most important part of our growth. It takes faith and surrender to do it. Trust the sureness of the soil beneath you. The new is being woven without you having to micromanage every move. You are not the doer. Life, through divine connection, does through us. Trust the sureness of the soil. Be cradled by the great mystery. This is a very tender, powerful time. Mirsusunya lahayanya sunya kisyat moshkanya neki I. The inquiry from the rose of this rose oracle deck is, how can you surrender into the great mystery? Meshkoniatia tu kaya nyasa shonia mam miasut isianisun oshan ah. The beauty is every moon cycle gives us an opportunity to test the waters of surrender, of dying, of rebirthing. It gives us the opportunity to enter into the great mystery of the void, of the unknown, in the letting go of control, in cultivating trust with life, with the divine, with your own soul presence. So just breathe that in, exhale. Ah. So allow this quietude, this stillness, this sacred pause to become extended through perhaps the next 24 hours of the moon time. Allow yourself to witness what can be embodied of wisdom, of deeper knowing, of higher truths that are then grown into you as part of you. This is part of the great mystery. And so I invite you to rest into the fertile void where everything in all of its potentials await our true alignment and our yes and our co-creation and our purpose and our essence. With that, rest deeply. Thank you so much for being here. Many, many blessings from the Aquarian new moon. Links will be below. I hope to see you for the alchemy journey for the elements. Bye.